Carolyn Stevens. When you don't quickly deal with a team member's poor performance, it doesn't just impact that one team member. It has damaging repercussions that you can't isolate or quarantine. It's going to cost you on many fronts, such as the poor performer's peers will be disgruntled when they notice what your poor performer is getting away with. Teamwork will suffer. Retaining your first-rate team members will be more difficult. You can expect productivity and profits to be negatively impacted. Your capacity to confront these sorts of difficult issues will continue to be stymied, and your reputation as a fair and plausible leader will be jeopardized. You can transform costly poor performance. Importantly, it's almost certainly your own thought patterns that are stopping you from promptly dealing with your poor performer. Let's look at 4 pivotal thought patterns and how you can turn your team's health and productivity around. 1. Are you putting off addressing the problem because you don't feel comfortable addressing it? If you can sit back and honestly say, yes, the 20 minutes or so that I would have to invest in giving this poor performing team member candid feedback and working out a development plan wouldn't achieve the business results that I could achieve by spending time on another issue. Then, okay, don't speak with your team member just yet. Let's be honest, this isn't often the case. It's much more likely that you're putting off addressing something that you don't feel comfortable addressing. So then, what would need to happen for you to get more uncomfortable about not addressing the issue than addressing it? You'll need to consider the cost to you, to your poor performer, to your other team members, and to the business. Then ask yourself that question. 2. Have you been thinking or hoping the problem will resolve itself? Of course, it hardly ever does. It's much more common for the situation to get worse, oftentimes because the team member simply doesn't realize the seriousness of their practices or behaviors. Way too often, leaders are neglecting for way too long the development of a poor performing team member. So come on, step up and nip poor performance in the bud. 3. Have you been justifying your no action because of a tight budget? We know that economic conditions fluctuate, which impacts what you can easily invest in development. But remember that your team member's performance problem will be costing you plenty. And when things are tough and budgets are tight, that's when you can least afford the repercussions of not immediately sorting out what's going on. You need all the productivity and discretionary effort you can get, right? Won't the costs of not addressing your team member's performance be a lot higher than the cost of dealing with it? 4. Do you fear that you might make things worse by talking about it? This belief is certainly not one that you or your organization can afford. If your competence or confidence in giving feedback needs enhancing, get help. It's incumbent on you to be highly skilled in effectively dealing with poor performance. Here's your leadership call to action. One of the hallmarks of a great leader is their honesty, not just with others, with themselves too. When you're honest with yourself and find evidence of any of the 4 practices I've just described, will you ask yourself, to enable my team member to lift his or her game, do I need to lift my game? Are you wishing or hoping for things to be different in your team rather than tackling the performance problem head on? Have you thought about what are the real costs of living with the problem versus the costs of addressing it? Is your own struggle to give candid feedback actually the crux of the problem? Let me know if coaching support would help you to feel easy and comfortable about giving feedback. It truly is false economy to ignore poor performance. All the best until we next interact.